The elevator doors slid open on the 52nd floor, and I stepped out into a world that smelled like polished ambition and fresh coffee. My heart hammered against my ribs like it was trying to escape, but I straightened my tie, forced a smile, and walked toward the receptionist. That's when I saw him leaning against the glass wall of his corner office, arms crossed, watching me with eyes that stripped away every layer I'd built to survive this city. It wasn't just interest. It was hunger, raw and unfiltered, like he'd been waiting for me his whole life. In that split second, I knew this interview wasn't about the job Anna Maria, it was about us. Colliding in a storm we couldn't outrun. Chase Harlan, 28, freshly unemployed and nursing wounds from a last gig where my boss suggested I toned down the rainbow pin on my lapel if I wanted to keep my spot in the marketing team. New York had chewed me up before small town boy from Ohio, chasing dreams in the city that never sleeps, only to find out it sometimes just pretends to tolerate you. I'd polished my resume until it gleamed, highlighting campaigns that boosted engagement by 40% for eco-brands. But deep down, I wondered if they'd see past the gay kid with the soft voice and the sketches of protest art in my portfolio. Desperation had me here, at Apex Innovations, a tech startup revolutionizing sustainable energy, the kind of place that preached diversity but tested it in the boardroom. The receptionist buzzed me in, her smile efficient as she handed me a visitor badge. "Mr. Langford will see you now." Alex Langford. The name alone carried weight. 35. Self-made. The golden boy who'd turned a garage idea into a billion-dollar empire. I devoured his profile last night. Sharp suits. TED Talks on ethical AI. A jawline that could cut glass. Straight as an arrow. Or so the tabloids painted him, with a string of model girlfriends who'd vanished like smoke. But as I crossed the marble floor, our eyes met again through the open door. And that look, God, it pinned me in place. Not predatory, but possessive, like he was already mapping out the ways we'd unravel each other. "Mr. Harlan," he said, voice smooth as bourbon, extending a hand that engulfed mine in warmth. Up close, he was taller than the photos suggested. 6'3" easy, with a faint scar above his left eyebrow that begged for a story. His office was a minimalist dream floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Hudson River. A single fern on the desk, and walls lined with prototypes of solar panels that looked like modern art. "Chase, please, sit." I dropped into the leather chair, knees brushing the edge of his desk, hyper-aware of the space between us shrinking. "Thank you for seeing me on short notice. Your work on the Nexus project, it's inspiring. The way you've integrated community feedback into the algorithm." He waved it off, leaning back, but his eyes never left mine. They were hazel, flecked with gold, and they roamed not leering, but appraising, like he was reading the subtext of every word I wasn't saying. "Impressive resume. But tell me, Chase, what drives you? Not the bullet points. The fire." The question hit like a gut punch. I swallowed, thinking of the nights I'd spent sketching logos for queer youth centers. The way my ex had left because corporate life doesn't mix with activism. "Justice," I said finally, voice steady. "Building something that doesn't just profit, but lifts people up, especially those who've been pushed down." A beat of silence. Then he smiled slow. "Dangerous. The kind that promised secrets. I like that. A lot." He stood, circling the desk, perching on the edge so close I could smell his cologne. Cedar and spice. "Hypothetically, if I offered you the role senior strategist, starting Monday, what would you say?" My breath caught. It was too easy. Too fast. I'd say yes. But why me? There are dozens more qualified. His gaze dropped to my lips, then back up. "Electric. Because you're more than qualified. Chase, You're exactly what this company needs. The air thickened, charged, and in that moment, I felt a pull, undeniable, like gravity shifting under my feet. Little did I know, accepting that job would drag us both into a whirlwind of boardroom battles, hidden desires, and a love that could either save us or shatter everything we'd built. The first week blurred into a frenzy of meetings and late nights. The office humming with the energy of innovators who'd trade sleep for breakthroughs. I dove in headfirst, pitching ideas for a campaign targeting underserved community solar kits for rural LGBTQ+ farms. Apps that connected queer entrepreneurs with green funding. Alex was everywhere, approving budgets with a nod that lingered too long, brushing my shoulder in the break room, his touch igniting sparks I tried to ignore. We were professionals. Damn it. He was the CEO, straight-laced poster child for American success. But those stolen glances, they whispered otherwise. By Friday, I'd earned nods from the team. Sophia, the sharp-witted engineer with tattoos peeking from her sleeves, slapped my back after a pitch. You're shaking things up. Harlan, Langford's eating it up. If only she knew. That night, the team dragged me to a rooftop bar in Soho, celebrating a prototype launch. Beers flowed. Laughter echoed against the city lights. And there he was, slipping through the crowd like he owned the Night Witch. In a way, he did. Chase. His voice cut through the din. Hand on my lower back as he joined our circle. The touch burned through my shirt. Casual to everyone else. But to me, a declaration. We talked shop at first metrics. Timelines, but as the group thinned, it shifted. You ever think about what you'd do if money wasn't the chain? He asked, our knees touching under the high-top table. I sipped my IPA. Heart racing. Travel. Write that graphic novel about a kid finding his voice in a world that wants him silent. Pausing, I met his eyes. You, Mr. Empire Builder. He chuckled. Low and intimate. Hideaway. Some island where no one's watching. His fingers grazed mine on the glass. Accidental. No. Deliberate. With the right company. The world narrowed to that point of contact. The city fading to a hum. I wanted to lean in. Taste the vulnerability in his voice. But Sophia's laugh pulled us back. Still, as we parted ways, him hailing a cab, me walking the 10 blocks home, the air crackled with unspoken promises. My apartment in Brooklyn felt smaller that night. Walls closing in as I replayed the evening. Was I reading too much? Projecting my own ache onto a man who'd never. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Get home safe. Hey. Butterflies erupted. I typed back. Fingers trembling. You too. Thanks for the drink. His reply came instant. Anytime. See you Monday. Dream big. Chase. I didn't sleep. Dawn broke with me staring at the ceiling, wondering if I'd just stepped into a fairy tale or a minefield. Monday brought the storm. A rival firm. Vanguard Energy. Leaked docs hinting at Apex's unethical sourcing lies. But time to tank our stock before the big investor pitch. The office erupted, frantic calls. Sophia cursing in Spanish. Interns scrambling with coffee runs. Alex was a lion, barking orders. His calm facade cracking only when he pulled me into his office mid-chaos. Chase. The diversity angle, can you salvage it? Make them see we're the future, not the frauds. I nodded, adrenaline surging. On it. But Alex. This could get ugly. He stepped closer. Door locked. The room shrinking. It will. But we've got this. You and me. His hand cupped my elbow, thumb tracing a circle that sent shivers racing. I need you. More than you know. The words hung, heavy with double meaning. I searched his face, the scar, the faint stubble, the eyes pleading for more than strategy. Alex. A knock-shattered-eyed investor on the line. Duty called. But as I worked through the night, rewriting narratives of resilience, I felt his presence like a shadow, protective and consuming. By dawn, we'd turned the tide, a press release framing the leak as a desperate smear. My campaign tying it to broader fights for queer rights in green tech. The board praised it. But Alex's look across the table. Pure fire. That victory dinner was intimate, just us. A quiet Italian spot in the village. Candlelight dancing on Chianti glasses. You saved us, he said, clinking forks with mine. We saved us. The wine loosened tongues. Stories spilling, my Ohio upbringing. Hiding crushes in church basements. His Chicago roots. A father who built skyscrapers and expected sons to follow suit. No detours. I came out in college. I admitted. Voice soft. Lost friends. Gained family. You. He stilled, swirling his glass. Not yet. Not fully. The confession landed like a grenade. Fragments of fear and longing. His hand found mine under the table. Squeezing. But you're making it impossible to keep hiding. Our first kiss happened in the alley behind the restaurant. Rain slicked cobblestones underfoot. His body pressing me against brick. Urgent. Desperate. Tasting of salt and secrets. Chase. He murmured against my lips. This is real. Terrifying. But real. I pulled him closer. World dissolving. For the first time, New York felt like home, not the city. But him. But secrets have a way of surfacing. 2 weeks later, a tabloid photo surfaced, me, leaving his brownstone at dawn. Blurry but unmistakable. CEO's mystery man. The headline screamed. The office went silent when I arrived. Whispers trailing like smoke. Sophia cornered me in the kitchen. Chase. What's going on? Langford's in a meeting. Tearing heads off. My stomach dropped. Alex had promised discretion, but the photo shattered it. I burst into the boardroom. Hearts pounding. He looked up. Face ashen. Chase. Explain. The word cracked like thunder. Not here. He dismissed the room. Door clicking shut. It was a tale. Vanguard. Probably. I'm handling it. Handling. By lying. Hurt boiled over. I'm not your dirty secret. Alex. His eyes flashed pain. You're everything. But the board. My father. If they find out you're gay. The accusation hung. Brutal. He flinched. And guilt twisted in me. I'm sorry. But we can't build on shadows. He crossed the room, hands framing my face. Then let's step into the light. Together. We went public that afternoon, a joint statement. Unapologetic. Apex Innovations stands for authenticity. So do we. The stock dipped. Protests erupted outside, picket signs decrying woke agendas, but allies flooded in, queer orgs. Influencers. Even a senator tweeting support. Sophia hugged me fierce. Proud of you. Both. Nights blurred into passion. His penthouse a sanctuary of tangled sheets and whispered vows. I love you, he said one dawn, tracing my spine. For the fire in your pitches. The way you laugh at my bad jokes. I love you, I echoed. For seeing me. All of me. But the real storm brewed in Chicago. His father, Victor Langford, summoned us private jet. Tense silence over the Midwest. The estate loomed like a fortress. All stone and old money. Victor, silver-haired titan, sized us up over scotch. This. Dalliance. It's a distraction. Alex. Investors whisper. It's not a dalliance. Alex shot back. hand in mine under the table. It's my life. Victor's gaze shifted to me. Cold. And you, boy, think you can handle the fallout? I'm at it square. I've handled worse. Hiding nearly broke me. This is freedom. A long pause. Then Victor sighed. Deflating. Your mother. She was like you. Hidden her whole life. Don't make her mistake. The revelation cracked him open. And in that vulnerability, we forged a truce. Not easy, but real. Back in New York, the company's Sword Hour campaign won awards. Donations poured for LGBTQ plus initiatives. But the true test came months later. A Vanguard exec, cornered in a sting, confessed to the leaks. Sabotage rooted in homophobia. The lawsuit buried them. But victory tasted bittersweet. Alex proposed on the rooftop where it began. Ring simple. Engraved, more than qualified. Yes, I whispered, sealing it with a kiss as the city sparkled below. Years on, Apex thrives. A beacon for the marginalized. We mentor queer talent. Host pride panels. Build not just tech, but bridges. Love isn't a battlefield, it's the weapon that wins the war. And in each other's arms, we found our forever, raw, real, unbreakable. The wedding was small. Intentional, a rooftop affair in June. Rainbow flags fluttering against the skyline. Friends and chosen family toasting under string lights. Sophia officiated, her voice cracking as she bound us. Chase and Alex. May your love be as fierce as your fights, as steady as your dreams. Vows exchanged. Rings slipped on. And as we kissed, cheers erupted. The Hudson glittering like it approved. But even in bliss, shadows lingered, whispers from Victor's circle. Board members eyeing expansion with caution. Don't rock the boat. One murmured at the reception. Alex squeezed my hand. Defiant. We are the boat. Honeymoon in Provincetown, salt air. Bike rides along the dunes. Nights tangled in a beach house where the ocean's roar drowned out doubts. Remember our first fight? I teased one evening. Toes buried in sand. His head on my lap. He grinned, tracing my knee. The photo. Thought I'd lost you. You almost did. I leaned down, kissing his temple. But we chose truth. Back home, reality crashed, a whistleblower email. Anonymous. Alleging Apex fudged emissions data to snag a government contract. Lies. Again, Vanguard's dying gasp, but timed for our quarterly review. Alex paced the living room, phone glued to his ear, while I rallied the team. We've beaten this before. I told Sophia over conference call. Double-check everything. Transparency wins. She hesitated. Chase. It's not just the leak. Rumors about you two, distraction from core business. Some old guard wants heads. My blood ran cold. Whose? Doesn't matter. Fight smart. The review board was a coliseum, suits in leather chairs. Projections flickering with charts. Alex presented. Voice steel. Unveiling audits that shredded the claims. I followed. Weaving the human thread, Apex isn't numbers. It's lives, queer farmers powering their homes. Trans coders innovating our apps. Attack us. You attack progress. Murmurs rippled. But Harlan Whitaker, a grizzled investor with a mustache like steel wool, leaned forward. Pretty words. Harlan. But love doesn't pay dividends. Alex's jaw tightened. It does when it fuels loyalty. Retention's up 30% since our statement. Innovation too. Debate raged. Votes teetered. Then my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown. Check your email. Proof. Heart slamming. I stepped out. Opening the attachment, forged docs. Timestamps linking to Vanguard's IP. I burst back in. Screen raised. This ends now. We've traced it. Chaos. Calls to lawyers. Whitaker's face paling as evidence mounted. By adjournment. The board sided with unanimous. The leak dismissed as malice. But Whitaker cornered Alex after. This queer agendate's risky. Pull back. Or I walk. Alex's eyes blazed. Walk. We build without chains. He did walk. Shares tanking briefly. But allies surged. Venture funds from inclusive VCs. Endorsements from GLAD. We pivoted. Launching Pride Power, a fund for LGBTQ plus startups. My brainchild. Applications flooded. Stories pouring in. A non-binary inventor from Detroit. A lesbian team in Atlanta revolutionizing wind tech. Each one a reminder our fight wasn't solitary. Fall brought personal tempests. My sister, Mia, flew in from Ohio, wedding photos in hand. But her eyes held judgment. Dinner at our place, pasta steaming. Wine poured. Victor even joining via video. Thawed by months of calls. Chase always was the dreamer. Mia said, smiling tight. But Alex. This life. The spotlight. It's not us. Us. The word stung, echoing our conservative roots. It's me. I countered gently. And it's home. She softened over dessert. Tears welling. Just scared for you. Dad's heart attack last month. He asked about you. Said to tell you he's proud. In his way. The news hollowed me. Dad stoic farmer. Who'd burn my coming out letter unread. But proud. A bridge. Tentative. I called him next day. Voice breaking, Mia said. Son. Pause. Rustle of pages is Bible. Probably. Saw your campaign on the news. That solar thing for folks like you. Good work. Tears blurred. Thanks. Dad. Visit soon. Bring the husband. Click. Simple. Seismic. Alex held me after. His embrace anchor. Healing takes time. Winter deepened resolve. A Vanguard trial loomed depositions. Depositions. The execs sweating under lights. Admitting sabotage born of protecting traditional values. Our lawyer pounced. Homophobia. Then. Targeting because Mr. Langford's personal life offends your sensibilities. The courtroom gasped. Headlines blared. Verdict, millions in damages. Apex vindicated. But victory soured when Alex collapsed post-trial exhaustion. Doc said, but I saw the toll, nightmares of rejection. Father's ghost haunting. Hospital vigil, beeps steadying. My hand in his. Can't lose you. I whispered as he stirred. Won't. Weak smile. Promise me keep fighting. For us. For them. Rest. Recovery. We retreated to the Cape. Snow blanketing dunes. Rebuilding in quiet. Letters arrived fan mail from kids. Your story gave me courage. 1. From a teen in Ohio. Coming out tomorrow. Thanks to you. That spring. Expansion. New office in San Francisco. Pride Power grants awarded. At the gala. Alex on stage. Me beside. Love isn't liability. It's legacy. Crowd thundered. Later. Alone. He knelt not proposal. But renewal. Every day. Chase. Choose me. Always. Summer heat wave tested us anew. A junior exec. Outed against his will by colleagues. Sought counsel. We mentored him through. Policy overhaul following no tolerance for toxicity. You're changing the game. Sophia said. Toasting at the bar. We all are. By fall. Baby talks surface at surrogacy dreams. Names brainstormed over brunch. Victor visited. Awkward but earnest. Gifting a tiny solar-powered mobile. For the little one. Mia's too. Belly swelling with her own news. Family. Expanding. The year closed with a bang. Apex IPO. Shares soaring. Our story in Forbes, Love Unlocked. How authenticity built an empire. But the real wealth. Mornings tangled. His laugh in my ear. Knowing we'd weathered the gale. Life's not fairy tales, cars linger. Battles recur. But in choosing visibility, we lit paths for others. And in each other's eyes. That first look endures, more than qualified. Utterly irreplaceable. Yet peace proved fleeting. The IPO glow faded into regulatory scrutiny, EPA audits probing our claims. Sparked by Whitaker's parting shot to old allies in D.C. Alex buried in briefs. I in damage control. Our rhythm fracturing. Dinners became takeout at desks. Touches fleeting. We're okay. He'd murmur. Kissing my temple before another all-nighter. But doubt crept. Was love enough against the machine? October chill brought the hammer, a subpoena for Alex's personal finances. Dredging his pre-Apex days loans from shady backers. Whispers of insider trades. It's bullshit. He snarled. Crumpling the paper. Dad's old connections. Paying back. But evidence mounted, emails. Blurred but damning. I believed him fiercely, but the board wavered. Emergency session called. Sophia texted, heads up, Whitaker's ghosting the meeting. Storm brewing. I cornered Alex in the garage. Rain lashing windshields. Tell me everything. He sagged against the car. Rain-soaked. A mistake. Early days. Desperate for seed money. Borrowed from a guy who expected favors. Not sexual. He added quick. Reading my flinch. Political. Dirty deals I cut off when I could. Favors. Voice sharp. Like what? Blind eyes to his. Indiscretions. Nothing I touched. Eyes pleading. I was 25. Scared. Hiding who I was doubled the fear. Hurt coiled. But empathy won. We face it together. Full disclosure. The meeting was brutal, projections dim. Faces stern. Alex laid it bare, youthful folly. Repayments made. No crimes. I followed. This isn't Apex. It's Alex's past. Judge us on now our impact. Our integrity. Votes split. Whitaker's proxy pushed oust. Then Sophia dropped the bomb, her team's forensic dive. Tracing funds to Vanguard cutouts. It's a setup. They're funding the probe. Pandemonium, lawyers swarmed. Feds looped in. By dawn, charges flipped, fraud on the accusers. But trust scarred. Alex withdrawn. Sleeping on the couch. I tainted us. He muttered one night. Scotch in hand. I knelt. Taking the glass. No. You humanized us. Kiss soft. Insistent. We heal. Therapy followed, couples sessions in a sunlit office. Unpacking closets we'd both escaped. Fear shaped me. Alex admitted to the counselor. Made me control everything. And me. I echoed. Activism as armor. Love scares me to losing it. Tools emerged, date nights enforced. Vulnerability jars, notes of fears shared weekly. Laughter returned. Slow, movie marathons mocking bad rom-coms. Where straight leads got easy arcs. Ours is better, he'd say, pulling me close. Holiday season thawed the rift. Thanksgiving at Victor's first joint. Turkey carved with tentative jokes. Mia's toddler chased the dog. Her husband grilling Alex on football like kin. Dad called from Ohio. Voice gruff. Heard about the mess. Tough as nails. You too. Thanks. Pop. Warmth bloomed. Christmas, tree in the penthouse. Ornaments from our travels, Provincetown shell. Chicago snow globe. Gifts unwrapped for him. A leather journal inscribed for the stories we'll tell. For me. Adoption agency pamphlets. Our future. He whispered. New year dawned with promise. Audit cleared. Vanguard crumbling under indictments. Pride Power's first cohort graduated startups pitching to us. A trans-led battery firm stealing hearts. Minter material. I told Alex. Beaming at their demo. Spring renewal, surrogacy match. A matchmaker connecting us to Emma. A artist mom-to-be seeking openness. Consults emotional ultrasounds shared. Names debated, Riley. Unisex. Strong. Like us. Alex said. Hand on her belly with mine. But summer scorched. A pride march turned riot counter-protesters clashing. Tear gas stinging as we linked arms downtown. A kid. 16 maybe. Bloodied lip. Clung to me. Don't let them win. Never. We patched him at a med tent. His story spilling. Runaway. No family. Stay with us tonight. Alex offered. Fierce protector. He did Evan. Eyes wide at our world. Temporary turned trial. Foster certs rushed. His room painted blue. Mornings chaotic pancakes burning. School runs but joy. Pure. Dads. He'd ask shy. And we'd chorus yes. Hearts full. Fall trials for Vanguard sealed fates. Execs jailed. Reparations funneled to victims' funds. Our wins splashed. Global CNN feature. From scandal to saviors. But media hounded Evan. Forcing relocation talks. San Fran. Alex proposed. Fresh start. I wavered. New York roots deep. What about you? Legacy here. Legacy's us. Family. Decision weighed. But Evan's grin decided. Beach. Sold. Winter move. Boxes amid snow. Sophia hosting farewell bash. Don't ghost. She warned. Hugging tight. Victor helped load the truck. Gruff, proud. Son. Both of you. California welcomed. Hills rolling. Office vibrant with rainbow hires. Riley arrived springtiny. Wailing. Emma tearful goodbye. Love her fierce. She whispered. Nights blurred. Feedings. First smiles. Evan cooing brother. Love multiplied. Fierce. Years folded. Riley toddling. Evan teen out. Proud. Coding our apps. Alex's scar faded. Mine metaphorical healed. We wrote the book memoir. Beyond the boardroom. Love's Power Play bestseller. Scholarships in its name. One anniversary. Beach sunset. That interview. Alex mused. Sand between toes. Knew then. Me too. Kiss salt kissed. More than qualified. Destined. Life's tempests rage. But anchored. We endure loving loud. Lifting others. In every glance. Every fight won. Our story whispers. Be seen. Be loved. Be unbreakable. San Francisco's fog clung like a lover's breath. Wrapping our new life in mystery and promise. The office overlooked the bay. Gulls wheeling. A far cry from Manhattan's grind. Evan thrived high school debate club. Crushes confessed over pizza. His coming out story our family's quiet legend. You guys made it okay? He'd say. And Alex would ruffle his hair. Eyes misty. You make us better. Riley's first steps echoed in our craftsman homewood floors creaking. Her giggles chasing sunbeams. Emma visited monthly. Bond sisterly. Co-parenting seamless. But beneath domestic bliss. Undercurrents stirred Alex's restlessness. Late calls from East Coast investors probing the California pivot. Just ties. He'd assure. But shadows lengthened. Summer solstice brought the fracture. A gala for Pride Power black tie under stars. Donors mingling with grantees. I schmoozed. Riley on my hip in a tiny tux. Evan charming as senator. Alex shone. Keynote on inclusive innovation. But post-speech, he vanished to a VIP lounge by Harlan Whitaker's nephew, a slick VC named Trent. I found them later. Laughter too loud. Scotch glasses clinking. Trent's hand on Alex's arm. Lingering. Chase. Alex beamed, but his eyes darted guilt. Trent's interested in scaling. Congrats. Smile tight. I extracted us. Riley fussing. Home. Bath time ritual, bubbles for her. Stories for Evan. Bedtime. Alex joined. But tension hummed. Old news. He murmured. Tracing my jaw. Trent's pushy. That's all. I pulled back. Pushy how? Flirting. A sigh. Jealous. It's business. Not jealous. Wary. We fought too hard for shadows. Sleep evaded. Dawn found me on the porch. Fog rolling in like doubts. Workday dragged a grantee pitch soured by Trent's unsolicited advice. His email pinging. Alex mentioned drinks soon. Let's talk synergies. Alex deflected at lunch. Ignore him. He's fishing. But weeks blurred. Trent orbiting. Consults that ran late. Texts lighting Alex's phone. Evan's radar pinged first. Dad's weird. Distant. I confronted over dinner Riley mashed peas. Oblivious. Trent. What's the play? Alex's fork paused. Funding. Big League Asia expansion. He gets the vision. Or gets you. Words venomous. Regretted instant. His face hardened. After everything. You think I'd. No. But hiding drinks. It's familiar. Storm broke. Voices raised. Riley crying. Evan retreating. I ended. Alex vowed. Storming out. Hours later. Return. Soaked. Trent's card shredded in fist. Done. He's toxic hit on me. Then threatened pull out if I said no. Rage. Relief. Sorrow crashed. Why not tell me? Fear. Of failing you again. We mended slow. Counseling rebooted. Boundaries etched. Trent's fund blacklisted. Our network rallying Sophia flying west. Crashing on our couch. Men. Always complicating. Her stay sparked game nights. Laughter healing. Fall foliage turned bay golden. Riley's birthday bash cake smeared. Evan de-jinger-minded priorities. But Trent's venom lingered, leaked audio. Doctored. Alex confessing to using our marriage for PR. Tabloids feasted, queer CEOs sham. Fallout swift, sponsors balked. Pride power donors wavered. Alex testified calm. Cutting through lies, fabrication. Check the timestamps. Forensics vindicated. But scars itched. I rallied grantees. Virtual town hall. Voices united. This attacks us all. But we rise. Pledges renewed. Stronger. Winter solstice. Trent sue defamation. Desperate grasp. Discovery unearthed his skeletons. Embezzlement. Harassment suits buried. Our countersuit crushed him. Settlement gagged but generous. Funneled to anti-bullying orgs. Spring bloomed forgiveness. Family hike in Muir Woods. Redwoods towering like sentinels. Sorry for doubting. I said. Hand in Alex's. Sorry for shutting down. Kiss amid ferns. Team. Always. Evan's prom loomed suit fittings. Nerves jangling. His date. Jamal. Shy poet with coal-lined eyes. Nervous. I asked. Tying his tie. Terrified. But you too. You make it seem possible. Pride Month exploded. Our float led the parade. Riley waving flags. Evan marching with Jamal. Alex's speech. Love withstands forgery. Because it's forged in fire. Summer heat tested anew. Riley's fever spiked. ER dash at midnightists ruling out serious. but fear gripped. Holding her tiny hand, Alex whispered, "We're her anchors." Yes. Fall brought legacy. Pride Power Incubator open bricks and mortar in the Castro. Walls murals of grantees' stories. Ribbon cutting, Emma. Victor via video. Mia in from Ohio with niece in tow. Dad too. Frail but fierce. Built something good. Son. Tears flowed. Winter holidays. Tree trimming. Evan's college app Stanford. Coding queer AI. Riley's first words. Dada. Pointing both ways. Laughter echoed. New Year. Beach bonfire. To us. Alex toasted. Embers dancing. Unbreakable. Life weaves tempests. But threads of trust bind. In every mended rift. Our love deepens teaching Evan resilience. Riley joy. The world that authenticity endures. That first glance. It sparked a saga, not just survival, but soaring. Golden Gate's span gleamed under relentless California sun. A symbol of crossings we'd made and those ahead. Evan's Stanford acceptance letter arrived like confetti screams. Hugs. Ice cream meltdown at midnight. Proud doesn't cover it, Alex said, clinking sodas on the deck. But beneath celebration, a hum of change, empty nest looming. Riley's terrible twos testing tempers. My own restlessness sketches piling. That graphic novel whispering unfinished. Labor Day barbecue sealed summer. Grantees mingling with neighbors. Jamal's family grilling kebabs. Sophia video calling from New York. Don't get soft out there, she teased. Laughter flowed. But Trent's shadow flickered a tabloid retry. Dredging old audio with fresh spin. CEO's double life exposed. We lawyered up swift. Statement crisp, baseless. Focus on facts. But Evan's face fell at breakfast. Kids at school. Saying stuff. My heart cracked. It's noise. You're our star. Alex took him surfing that afternoon, waves crashing, lessons in balance. Evening debrief. He opened up. Worried about us splitting. Guilt twisted. We show him solid. October audit unearthed opportunity. EPA not probe, but partnership federal grants for green queer initiatives. Pitch season. Roadshow East Coast. Alex and I tag teaming rooms. Riley with Emma. Evan cramming midterms. New York return stirred ghosts. Old office sold. But village haunts called that alley kiss. Now legend. Dinner with Sophia. Miss your chaos, she said, clinking glasses. Miss the grit. But home pulled stronger. Back west. Grant won millions for solar in underserved res and urban queer hubs. Groundbreaking. Navajo elder blessing the site. Trans activist wielding shovel beside Alex. This is it, I murmured. Dirt under nails. Legacy. November elections loomed national. Anti-LGBTQ bills snaking stateside. Rhetoric venomous. Protests brewed. We joined Oakland rally. Signs high, love wins. Always. Tear gas, threat loomed. But unity held chants echoing. Evan live streaming for Pride Power Youth. Postmarch. Bonfire vigil, stories shared. A drag queen's ballad piercing fog. Alex's arm around me. Remember why we fight. Always. Thanksgiving twist. Dad's flight west first visit. Oxygen tank trailing. Frail. But eyes bright at Riley's hugs. Grandkids. He rasped. Evan's tech demo enrapturing. Dinner toasts. Victor remote. Mia in person. Tales weaving generations. From farms to firms. Dad said, hand on mine. You did good. Tears stung. Bridge crossed. Winter solstice. Evan's goodbye loomed, dorm packing. Teary drives to campus. Drop-off day, quad buzzing. Jamal waiting. Hugs fierce, call daily. Alex joked. Voice thick. Love you. Dad's gone. House echoed empty. Riley sensed. Clingier. Date night mandate. Improv class. Laughs convulsing as we butchered scenes. You're my straight man. I quipped. Lucky me. Kiss stealing breath. Spring surge. Novel manuscript to Agent Shadows to Sparks. Our story fictionalized. Queer hero rising corporate. Raw. Feedback came. Publishable. Alex beamed. Told you. Pride Month crescendo. Incubator's first accelerator demo-startups dazzled. Investors bitten. Trent's name surfaced rehabbed. Pitching elsewhere. Ignore. Alex advised. But he emailed, congrats. Water under. Coffee. Delete. Block. Summer scorcher. Riley's preschool play tree in the Lorax. Her lines mumbled adorable. Parents' night. Whispers from a dad. Heard about your situation. Alex's grip tightened on my knee. Post-show ice cream. Jerks exist. He said to Riley. But family's fortress. Fall foliage. Evan's freshman break. Tales of hookups. Classes. A boyfriend-shy intro to Kai via FaceTime. He's cool. Evan grinned. Like you too. Thanksgiving redux. Full table. Kai folding in. Dad stronger on new meds. Stories float Ohio winters. Chicago deals. California dreams. Winter holidays. Light strung. Riley's awe at snow machine fluff. Evan's gift. Custom app tracking family moods for check-ins. New Year resolution. Travel road trip southwest. Red rocks whispering ancient loves. Arches at dawn. This. Alex said. Hand in mine. Eternal. Life's chapters turn. Losses and gains. Evan's independence. Dad's visits. Riley's questions, why two dads? Because love multiplies. In every page. Our bond endures, that interview gaze. Evolving to forever. We don't just survive. We illuminate. Proving love's the ultimate innovation. The agent's call came mid-commute bridge traffic crawling. Phone buzzing insistent. Chase. It's a yes. 3 houses bidding. Your book's got heat. Elation surged. Horn honks fading as I hooped. Swerving lanes. Shadows to Sparks out next spring. Tour booked. Alex met me at the office door. Spinning me in a hug that drew whistles. My author husband. Riley's bedtime that night. Story from the manuscript. Her eyes wide at the hero's first kiss. Like you and Dada. Exactly. Heart full. Launch loomed winter, edits frantic. Cover reveals silhouetted figures against skyline. Tagline one look ignites all. Publicity blitz. Podcasts on queer lit. Panels with Sophia moderating. Vulnerable. Critics early read. A manifesto and memoir drag. But January frost bit deep. Dad's decline lungs failing. Ohio calling. Flight east. Alex juggling home front. Hospital vigil, monitors beeping. Mia squeezing my hand. He waited for you. Dad's eyes fluttered. Book. Saw the ad. Tell it true. Son. I will. Promise sealed. He slipped peaceful farm sunset fading. Funeral small, church pews. Hymns I'd once fled. Eulogy mine, he taught resilience. In silence. Then in pride. Earth received him. But his nod lingered. Return West Hollow. Riley's drawings of Grandpa in clouds. Evan's care package from Kai. Alex anchored casseroles from Emma. Therapy unpacked grief. He saw you. He said. Holding me through sobs. That's victory. February chill. Book proofs arrived. Dad's photo tucked in acknowledgements. Tour kicked off San Fran launch packed. Alex emceeing. Riley waving from front row. Readings electric. That hook scene. Audience gasping at the CEO's gaze. Q&A raw. How'd you survive the scandals? Love. Unyielding. Cross-country jaunt. New York stop. Old allies toasting. Chicago Dieter Victor's steakhouse dinner. His toast to stories that heal. L.A. Finale. Beach bonfire signing. Stars wheeling. Spring equinox. Royalties check stunt six figures. Scholarships seeded. Pride power bloomed. Second incubator. Global reach Mexico City outpost. Queer coders training. But May rains flooded doubts. Evan broke with Kai too fast. He confessed spring break. Heart bruised. College weirdness. We listened. No fixes ice cream therapy. Jamal crashing for movie marathons. You'll find your rhythm. Alex said, echoing our early days. Summer solstice wedding. Emma's vows beachside. Riley flower girl strewing petals wild. Toasts teary. Found family in you all. Our dance floor cameo. Slow sway to At Last. Evan's grin approving. Fall harvest. Novel hit NYT list bump. Interviews flooding. Oprah podcast. Chase. That title personal. Utterly. One interview. One look rewrote my world. Evan's sophomore year. Major declared environmental justice. Internship at our lab. Dad's influence. He joked. Thanksgiving fusion. Ohio kin westbound. Dad's recipes revived apple pie lattice perfect. Stories bridged gaps. Mia's divorce tales. Victor's softened edges. Winter wonder. Riley's kindergarten plunge backpack oversized. Tears a drop-off. Pick-up hugs. Made friends. Dada. New Year Eve. Family jam session. Evan guitar. Riley tambourine. Alex bass fumbling. Laughter crescendo to midnight kiss. Life's arc bends toward light. Grief gilding joys. Dad's legacy in pages turned. Evan's wings spread. Riley's curiosity boundless. Our love. That initial spark. Fuels it all proving in ink and action. Visibility vanquishes voids. And every story, told true, sets another free. Equinox winds whispered change as Riley's school year settled finger paints home. Playground scrapes kissed better. Evan's internship hummed, late nights tweaking solar sims. His passion mirroring ours. This could power villages. He enthused over dinner. Kaya memory softened to friend. But Alex's quiet grew bored whispers of acquisition. A megacorp sniffing apex for synergies. Resist. I urged. Post-meeting coffee steaming. We're independent for a reason. He nodded, but eyes distant. Billions on table. Chase. Security for the kids. Price. Heart clenched. Our soul. Debate simmered. Pro-stability. Global scale. Cons corporate dilution. Diversity mandates gutted. Sophia wait and call. Fight or fold. Your call. Town hall convened. All staff. Raw voices. Sophia, we've built this queer inclusive. Sell out. We lose. Engineers nodded. A non-binary dev teared. This job saved me. Alex absorbed. Then spoke. No sale. We evolve on our terms. Cheers erupted. Bitter retreated. Bruised. Summer scorcher. Family camp Yosemite tents pitched. Stars blanketing sequoias. Hikes tested Riley's wines. Evan's teen eye rolls but campfire tales bonded. Alex's boyhood hides. My Ohio escapes. Kids' dreams voiced. Save the planet. Riley lisped. Evan, with code and courage. Pride Month peak. Mexico City launched tequila toasts. Murals vibrant. Local queer leaders partnering. Speech bilingual. Amor un fronteras. Back home. Parade float evolved Riley captaining. Evan engineering lights. Fall flux. My sequel brewing embers eternal. Diving deeper scandals. Agent buzzed. Preempt offers. Hot. But October shadow. Victor's diagnosis prostate. Aggressive. Chicago flight. Alex's hand cold in mine. Hospital sterile. His frame shrunken. Knew you'd come. He rasped. Gripping. Regrets. Phew. You. My light. Tears choked. Rest easy. We've got this. Weeks blurred. Treatments. Family rotations, Mia cooking. Us zooming kids. Final days. Hospice hush. Love. Wide. He whispered. Gone with dawn. Funeral Chicago wind whipped. Eulogy Alex's. Voice steel through cracks. He built towers. We build bridges. Estate settled generous trusts for grandkids. Pride power endowed. Return West raw. Riley's drawings of grandpa flying. Evan's quiet vigils. Therapy wove grief gold. He evolved. Alex said. Like us. November elections. Rights rolled back stateside bans on gender care. Marriage whispers. Protests surged. We marched D.C. Signs defiant. Riley home with Emma. Arrest risk loomed. Alex cuffed briefly. Released with warning. Worth it. He grinned. Bruise blooming. Holiday hearth. Menorah lit for Mia's new partner. Turkey for tradition. Lax sizzling. Toasts to absent. To towers and farms guiding still. Winter whisper. Sequel manuscript done. Dedication. For fathers who learned to see. Publisher swoon. Bestseller again. Evan's birthday bash. Escape room. Kai crashing platonic. Growth. He toasted us. You taught. Spring surge. Book tour. Redux crowds larger. Questions deeper. After loss. A widow asked Boston. Lean in. Love holds. Pride Power Global, Berlin chapter. Queer refugees coding refuge. Visit Raw. You gave hope. A Syrian dev said. Summer solstice. Riley's swim lesson splashes joyous. Alex poolside cheering. Evan's summer love, Lena. Biochem whiz. Family dinner, vetting gentle. Fall foliage, sequel launch fall peak. Signings fevered. Oprah encore. Grief in your pages cathartic. Yes. Turns pain to power. Thanksgiving circle, Lena folding in. Mia's joy radiant. Stories spun. Victor's deals. Dad's fields. Our battles won. Winter close. Riley's holiday pageant shepherd in robe. Belting carols off key. Audience applause. Our hearts burst. New Year dawn. Hike Marin headlands. Waves crashing resolve. Another turn. Alex said. Arm linked. Together. Kiss wind swept. Season cycle. Losses layering strength. Victor's bridges. Dad's nods echo in Evan's ambition. Riley's fearlessness. Our enduring gaze. That interview. Origin myth. Birthing a life where love not only qualifies, but qualifies the world.